Hi and welcome to Unit 9, Human Nutrition and the Digestive System. During today's presentation, I'm going to explore the structures and functions of the digestive system, the processes of mechanical and chemical digestion, including the optimum conditions for enzymes involved, and the constituent food groups of a balanced diet, providing examples of their sources. The digestive system consists of several organs that function together to break down the food you eat into molecules the body can use for energy and nutrients. Our body needs this function in order to function at its optimum and ultimately survive. It handles our solid waste for disposal until we have had a bowel movement. There are 7 steps to digestion, which are ingestion, propulsion, mechanical digestion, chemical digestion, absorption, and defecation. The functions of the digestive system. So the mouth cavity, and the pharynx. The mouth is the beginning of the digestive tract. In fact, digestion starts before you even take a bite. The salivary glands get active as you feel hungry and look at the food you are going to eat. After you start eating, you chew your food into pieces that are easily digested. Your saliva mixes with the food to begin to break it down into a form your body can absorb and use. When you swallow, your tongue passes your food through your throat, also known as your pharynx, and into your esophagus. Your esophagus is located in your throat near your trachea, and the esophagus receives the food from your mouth when you swallow. The epiglottis, small flap that folds over your windpipe as you swallow, is there to prevent you from choking when your food goes down into your windpipe. A series of muscular contractions within the esophagus called peristalsis delivers food to your stomach. But first, a ring-like muscle at the bottom of your esophagus, called your lower esophageal sphincter, has to relax to let the food in. Your stomach is a hollow organ that holds food whilst it is being mixed with stomach enzymes. These enzymes continue the process of breaking down food into a usable form. Cells in the lining of your stomach secrete a strong acid and powerful enzymes that are responsible for the breakdown process. When the contents of the stomach is processed enough, they're released into the small intestine. The small intestine is a 22-foot-long muscular tube that breaks down food using enzymes released by the pancreas and bile from the liver. Peristalsis also works in this organ, moving food through and mixing it with digestive juices from the pancreas and liver. Contents of the small intestine start out semi-solid and end in a liquid form after passing through the organ. Water, bile, enzymes, and mucus contribute to the change in consistency. Once the nutrients have been absorbed and the leftover food residue liquid has passed through the small intestine, it then moves on to the large intestine, which is also known as the colon. The large intestine's job is to absorb water and salts from the material that has not been digested as food and get rid of the waste products left over. The rectum is a straight 8-inch chamber that connects the colon to the anus. The rectum's job is to receive the stool from the colon, let you know that there is a stool to be evacuated, and hold on to this until evacuation happens. The anus is the last part of the digestive tract. It is a 2-inch long canal consisting of the pelvic floor muscles and 2 anal sphincters and an opening. The lining of the upper anus is able to detect rectal contents. It lets you know whether the contents are liquid, gas, or solid. There is also accessory organs involved in the digestive process, which are the liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. These 3 organs help and support digestion in our bodies. However, all 3 do not have the food and drink we eat pass through them. They are not part of the GI tract, however, heavily support our bodies with the breakdown of our consumption. The liver regulates most chemical levels in the blood and excretes a product called bile. This helps carry away waste products from the liver. All the blood leaving the stomach and intestines also pass through the liver. The gallbladder stores bile, a fluid produced by the liver which helps to break down the fatty foods that we eat. It is a small pouch-like organ. The pancreas. During digestion, the pancreas makes pancreatic juices called enzymes. These enzymes break down sugars, fats, and starches. Your pancreas also helps your digestive system by making hormones. These are chemical messengers that travel through your blood. The process of chemical and mechanical digestion. Chemical and mechanical digestion are two methods used during digestion. The chemical reaction that's central to the chemical digestion is called hydrolysis. It's the process of incorporating water molecules into larger molecule structures. This breaks them down into smaller parts and makes it easier for your cells to absorb the nutrients in your food. Hydrolysis is a very slow process on its own. Your body makes enzymes, though, that speed up the process by facilitating the integration of water molecules into your proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Some foods begin their chemical digestion when they're in your mouth. Saliva is capable of chemically breaking down some large molecules like carbohydrates, but isn't very good at digesting proteins. Your stomach releases gastric juices that begin to break down all of the food that you have eaten. Once your food is broken down, your stomach stores it in an acid-like liquid called chyme. Chyme is gradually released into the small intestine. They help make chemical digestion and absorption more efficient. To finish chemically digesting fats, your small intestine relies on bile that's made in your liver. The main difference is that mechanical digestion is a physical process where grinding, tossing and churning and breaking food into smaller pieces takes place. It's the process that breaks down the really large pieces of food so that enzymes can do their work. Chemical digestion, meanwhile, actually changes the chemical composition of the food that you've eaten. Both mechanical and chemical digestion begin in your mouth and continue in your stomach. Chewing is the first step to mechanical digestion. These motions also help put the food in contact with gastric juices and other fluids that are needed for chemical digestion. Optimal conditions for enzymes are vital for function at their best within the body. There needs to be the right temperature within the body, a balance of pH levels, and the correct combination of fructose and glucose. pH levels work at their best on a neutral level of 7, with 1 being acidic and 14 being alkaline. Amylase hydrolyze the glycosidic bond in the starch molecules, converting complex carbohydrates into simple sugars, is an enzyme within the body that supports digestion. If the pH is above 7, this enzyme rapidly decreases because the concentration of protons is too low. At temperature too high, the enzyme will be denatured, and too low, it will be deactivated. Lipase is the enzyme that the body will use to break down fats in food so they can be absorbed in the intestines. This is produced by the pancreas, mouth and stomach. Again, a pH of higher than 7 will begin the enzyme to be denatured. Temperature again sits at around 37 degrees for optimum effect, as this ensures the enzymes do not begin to break down and lose their structure. The constituent food groups of a balanced diet and providing examples of their sources. Eating a healthy, balanced diet is an important part of maintaining good health and can help you feel your best. This means eating a wide variety of foods in the right proportions and consuming the right amount of food and drink to achieve and maintain a healthy body weight. Without balanced nutrition, your body is more prone to illness such as heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Eating a variety of foods and consuming less salt and sugars and saturated fats are essential to ensure your body functions at its best. There is 5 food groups which our body needs and relies on. Carbohydrates, which consists of potatoes, pasta and breads. This is our main source of energy. Protein, which consists of eggs, dairy, fish, meat and poultry, aids the growth and recovery of our body cells and helps us to feel fuller for longer. This can also provide our bodies with healthy vitamins. Dairy products, which consist of milk, eggs, cheeses and yogurt, supports the growth and protection of healthy teeth and bones. Fruits, vegetables and whole grains, which are all grain products, hydrate the body and provide natural sources of vitamins and minerals. It is recommended that an adult aims to eat 5 portions of fruit and vegetables per day. Fats and sugar, which consists of oil, spreads, sugars and processed foods, are all high in fat content, and these should be limited within a healthy diet. To conclude, there are multiple body parts that are responsible for the digestive system. Digestion creates waste to be eliminated. There are two main processes in digestion, which are mechanical and chemical, and enzymes digest food into nutrients.